Good morning, friends. Welcome to a very random day in the life. This was 1 or 2 days filmed over a collection of 24 hours, but filmed in a day or two, if that makes sense. We are starting off strong with a little garden tour, and then we are moving on in to some organization. I'm going to show you my new hair that I did myself and just taking on an adventure. So I hope you're excited. If you're new here, hi, hello. My name is Tori, and I'm glad you're here. Okay, we're gonna call this our garage makeover. I don't even know if I'm embarrassed. We're like at a halt because we can put out recycled boxes and whatnot. And then the styrofoam situation, we have not found like a dump or whatnot. I guess different counties do different things, but we unfortunately don't know what to do with that. And then the rest of it is just, us trying to move in. So here I am, real raw life once again. For this area, I want to do my grow operation, hydroponics, and drying of the herbs, glass, and whatnot. So essentially this needs to go over here. And then when these boxes are cleared out, I can actually have, we'll call it a makeshift gym. I just want to put a carpet there and my bike, because right now I just ride my bike right there and it's kind of annoying. So yeah, that's the goal today. We have a lot happening here. When I look out on the road, people put free stuff out all the time. So I'm thinking that's what I'll do with some of these items. Obviously not the heirloom items, but things we just don't use anymore and I don't know what to do with. So that's my goal here. We don't have a lot of storage in this house, so I feel like we need to get picky about what we're keeping and what we're not keeping. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for us. I have my coffee. I have my gal. There's onions in there, girl. That's about it. And yeah, this is what we're working with. Wish me luck. All right, so we're getting a little farther than I expected, actually. So right now I have this area, but I have this big gap. So I was going to put this across and hang some of the Christmas trees. I always see these like apparatuses to like do this, but I don't know. They're pricey, so we're just going to figure it out. We have all this. I have a free sign, and we're going to get some stuff out of here because it's starting to crash out. We got some hangers. Okay, good. Let's see if this works. All right, this is about as far as we got. The kids, you might hear yelling free things in the background there, but essentially it's pushed back. But now that I've touched everything, this is how my brain works. now that I've touched everything, I know where everything is and I know what's in things. So that's really helpful. Not helpful for anybody else in our house but me, but that's okay. I'm the only one that deals with all this stuff. So, I mean, we have Christmas and Halloween back there, extra shoes that we can get to, camping gear and baseball, which I'd like to put on the shelf, but this is more complicated than I thought it would be to set up. And then over here is just like winter items. So I'm gonna get that, I guess, labeled for everybody. And then here's my drying rack. This is how it's probably gonna be all season. That's just how it is. Record stuff and college stuff. And then this is the bed that we used to have in Colorado. If you've been here for a while, we don't have the hardware for it. Can't find it anywhere. And then over here, I've slanted the bike. I've put my husband's tools over here. I just really don't like this. I just don't feel like it's a good setup, but whatever. The kids can stay away from it. And then I'm gonna put the bike up against it. They're never in here by themselves, so I don't know. I feel like that's important to say, just in case anyone's looking at a safety factor. And then back there, I sit in that chair. They play with the Bronco. That can't be in the rain. So, I don't know. And then this. I don't know if anybody else has this problem. I wouldn't say we're minimal, but like this is really hard to take to take care of because the styrofoam, we can put out like one piece at a time, but we need our trash cans. So I don't know, whatever you think. If you're in PA and maybe you know of a place somewhere, I don't know. Okay, yep, but we're weaning and I gotta do my hair, so stay tuned for a hair non-tutorial, but me telling you how I do that. Well, I'll just do a final reveal, but I don't know. I feel a little better that I can walk through here easier now and the stroller can get through here without weaving. Alrighty, here she is. I may look the same to some of you. My son said I do look the same, but it's a tedious process going back to blonde. I would say my hair naturally is like an ash blonde, and then in the summer it gets some like golden highlights. I definitely have some Irish hair happening, but that's okay. We're trying to work with it. I just feel more brighter as a blonde, so all I did was an all over blonde to get it to one color, and I just use like a classic lightener. I truly forget which lightener I use, but I get it at Sally's, and then I do a 20 developer. 30 might go well for some of you, but I've seen it fry my hair, and in the porous spots it just breaks it apart. So I didn't want to do that. I did a 20 developer and it came out decent. It came out that pale yellow. And then I guess my trick is not really using the classic T18 toner. If you are a blondie like me and you do it at home, a lot of people tend to go for the T18, but I have seen my hair get so porous with the lightener that it just eats up that T18 and turns it gray, and I didn't want that this time. I wanted more of a champagne or a beige blonde, if you will. So I ended up going with Ion's Cream, and I think it's a T12. But another trick that I do is sometimes using a 6N, and it's a demi permanent color, and that really combats any brass that may come out for me. And I get it. I know a lot of people, don't like the vanity on this channel, but I love doing my own hair. I love doing my own nails and makeup. I see it as a creative expression. And if you are new, I have an art degree, and sometimes as a mother, I don't really get to express that. So cooking and doing different arts and crafts, doing my hair, all of these creative things that I do just allows me to enjoy a hobby, if that makes sense. So this is my, I guess, motivational video for you. If you're a creative mind like me, get out there, try and express yourself in different ways, and try not to let people bring you down. I preach about having this balanced lifestyle. I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to really lean into my wellness, but also give myself some grace, and I feel like we all should. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you're all doing out there, and I will see you soon. Bye, y'all.